I am Miss Marie, and this is Giving It To You Straight. You could call me Gray Mama if you like, for those of you that are younger, even the older crowd. Welcome to the live, guys. Today is all about the new moon and setting those intentions. And in the full moon, you release them. And this is the time that you could take to understand you on a deeper level, a deeper sense of self. I'm waiting for a few people to come on in. If you have any questions, as you've seen in the title, New Moon in Virgo, this is a new cycle that's going to be beginning in your house. So in this live, I'm going to be explaining the dog and the wolf, the descendant from the descendant of the wolf to the dog, and what that means for you. And it's when it is in the opposite sign of you. So if you have New Moon in Virgo, come on in. Even if you don't, come and learn. And also for Pisces, because we're dealing with the opposite sign. So if you are Pisces and you come on in as well. So I am waiting. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Before I get started, let's see who comes on in this live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Class is in session. Also, live reads. You can join me daily. Okay. So always expect the unexpected. Set those expectations. Say those affirmations. Set that frequency really, really high. Always expect the best, but be prepared for whatever life throws at you. Fate is always at hand. Do you give it over to fate, or do you do your own thing? And then, you know, then it is what it is, right? There's nothing really to say. Uh, so I will wait a little bit. I have a lot of time, but I don't have the cards with me right now. So as soon as you start coming in. All right, so let's just get started here. I want to start with the stone hedges, all right? Hundreds of thousands of years, all right? Nobody really know how they got there, but these stone hedges, they represent the monolithic groups, okay? They represent, structures, hidden structures in plain sight. They represent church, organization, groups, okay? They represent the past. So they represent structures and organizations. That's what they represent, okay? You understand this as the shadow. I get it. I get it. Okay? So often. But this says, see, the wolf and the dog are the same because they're descendants of each other. Excuse the noise. See, but they don't know they are the same, but with different energy. Okay, this one is silent. This one is more social. But when it comes to Pisces, because it's happening in Pisces, how to find and how to deal with the shadow, the dark, the things that I cannot see, that I don't understand. Okay, not to reject, but to integrate. All right. So when you're not aware that you belong to this and this belongs to you, that's part of the same whole, right? You're going to reject it. So it's telling you to find the middle path, okay? Because our evolution as a human species. Hey, hi, Jacob. Hey, Finley. Welcome. So as you come in, I will be giving you, if you have a question, come on in. I just want, this is more, of course, education as well. So this crab releases, okay, underneath there releases the eggs. First fertilization here on earth begins in the water, okay? So understanding that aspect, okay? So today I'm going to concentrate on the far side of the moon that's always facing away from the earth, the new moon energy, and those monolithic structures, those stone hedges, okay? Everything is in plain sight. So anyway, it's all about integrating the wolf and the dog, finding the duality, because you probably have to choose sides. You don't have to choose sides, okay? All you have to do is understand that you're part of the same whole, okay? Applying the law of three and moving forward confidently, because at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. We all the same when it comes to spirit, okay? Spiritually speaking. So So this new moon that is happening in Virgo, that is a time that we look at our routines, what we want to bring in new for the new month and what we want to leave behind that happens in the full moon, which is takes place on the 7th. Okay, so learning how to organize ourselves, dealing with the shadow, or the obscurity or the abstract, the things that I don't understand about myself, and looking at it and integrating and accepting it. That's part of me. You're part of me, and I'm part of you. Looking at yourself in the mirror, right, and saying like, why am I so contradicting? Why do I always find myself contradicting myself? Because you haven't integrate this part of you, which whatever part of you you don't like, so the way you get angry, the way that you stay quiet in the situations, not being able to communicate your needs, your wants, whatever you're going through, it's all about, if you don't integrate these two, right, which is your negative and positive, the masculine and the feminine energy, depending on where you are in your life, you always either gonna go ahead and speak too quickly and make the mistake, or you're going to shy. You're gonna stay shy. See, this got cognitive connection. It communicates by barking. All right. So when you find that, you find this, you find yourself, and you become stronger, and you release like the crab does, the red crab from Australia. It releases, but it releases everything. You're releasing things on the wrong moon, is what I'm trying to say. All right? So it releases on the full moon, and then in 3 weeks, life happens, right? You continue to, whatever you're trying to manifest here, and you can move forward. New life is all about creating new life, new opportunities, helping the community, organizing, okay? Having an analytical approach to life, efficiency, order, value, and order, the things that you value, problem solving, embodying the maiden, which represents Virgo, okay? Maybe to be so simple here until you really fully understand is you could probably want to just start something small as a garden or a garden for your community. It's all about planting seeds of greatness or success, but doing it in a pragmatic approach, not going ahead of myself because you might make a mistake. All right. Once you understand your moon cycles, you'll be able to navigate the emotional landscapes. All right. Not being scared to speak up, because once this evolved from this evolved, the dog, he got a voice now. Now he could communicate. So if you have a dog, maybe getting a new pet, anything that has to do with home routine, work, like the people that are around me, who I'm gonna serve. Okay, it represents my intuition versus my instincts. So basically, let's just say Pisces, you got to trust your instinct. This is the way, the survival. Remember, they survive out in the wild, understanding that no matter where you go in life, the moon guides you. It's a guidepost. It's always shining the light on you. Because if you was born under a new moon, you was born in cloaked in darkness, but through that light, it's still light. All right? You'll be able to move forward confidently. Hidden structures in plain sight, church, group organizations, prayers, manifestations, affirmations, whatever it is that you want to do here. So with the earth, it's all about giving space for others, finding myself in a comfortable position, all right, being able to handle multiple emotions, situations, right, when the highs and lows of the tides of the moon are astrological biological clock, all right. There's meetings that are going to take place that you're going to have to show up, whether you like it or not, whether it's at work, at family. How do I show up when I feel scared? If I'm going to speak, if I'm going to make any kind of presentation, this is saying this is not the, well, depending on where you at. You settle intentions, right? You write, you journal, you think, you process the information. Remember, this represents, one represents Mercury, the other one is guided by Neptune. My dreams versus the reality, all right? So it goes on and on and on. So if you guys have a question, go ahead. So this is all about order, and that's just happening in Virgo. And then because it's the opposite of Pisces, the same thing. It's like looking at myself in the mirror, and how do I? Because you're not aware of if when you're not aware of the things, how are you gonna fix the things that you're not aware of? How do I find myself, and not to choose sides? It's about to integrate so I could become part of the whole, me, wholeness, and becoming new. It's about just a new cycle and just setting things and integration. Okay, it's all about integration with a system, become whole. Maybe fighting for groups, organizations. Everybody's treated, all individuals must be treated with respect, all backgrounds, because they're all different backgrounds, but the descendant here at the end of the day comes from water. All our life as we know it, and this is biology, this is not me, okay? So just finding that middle ground and understanding that you're, even through the darkest moment, the moon is always shining the light on you. You're protected, you're safe, okay? But for some of you, depending on where you are when your new moon took place, if it took moon in Virgo, you're going to have a pragmatic approach to life. So this is building my confidence, right? Because pragmatic approach to life, it goes step by step, and you might not want to deal with the dreams of it or your intuition. Yours right now by efficiency, what I see here and not what I see further down the line. Not having a vision, have to have a big dreams and big visions. All right, because a pragmatic approach is okay. Because I'm gonna take my time and analyze everything, okay, embodying that energy of Virgo, which the approach is very methodical. So when you understand that, you'll be able to move forward confidently and building. This is all about building confidence in the sense of self and two paths. Which path I'm going to choose? There is no choosing two paths. This is coming together and moving forward confidently and embracing all parts of you. Okay, and yeah, that's it for now. If you guys got a question, come on in. I'm gonna take a quick break. I gotta go get my tarot cards. And so every time that I do a video, you see this card, you'll understand a little bit better about yourself, especially with new moons and full moon, what that energy is all about. Do I release? Do I go? Do I get worried? Am I patient? Do I want things to be perfect? Do I go ahead and send that email? Do I text? Do I call? Do I go for that job? Go and show up. Just show up. You're being guided. The moon sends a signal, and it's okay for you to move forward. Okay? And so, yeah, using your empathy, your intuition, being selfless, want to end world hunger, the suffering of the world, finding yourself going through those emotional landscapes. And, yeah, it's all about the highs and lows and how we deal with our emotions. Each sign, this is how I'm going to deal with my emotions when it's in this cycle, when it's in this house, when it's in Virgo. I'm going to deal with it from a logical approach. I'm not gonna put. I'm gonna have It's like having the emotional and mental stability to do so. Okay, but not too much emotion. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. If you guys got a question, if you guys have a question, my phone means. Hey means, my phone is acting up. Jacob Finley, hi. How are you guys? Okay, choosing sides. Do not choose sides with yourself. Find yourself. Find the middle path. So don't suppress the chaos and try to idolize the calm. Don't try to worship the saint and banish the shadow. Integration is a must. Once you understand that, you'll be like, oh, okay, I'm okay with having both. All right, because we made out of chaos and calm, the same energy, right? Creation doesn't come from war, and it comes from all about integration. It's not about compliance. It's about creation, and the moment that you reject your own complexity, you will become what religion fear, a living portal of power. And so if you are a temple, okay, you are the temple basically. So who is God within you? All right. You're already in Eden, but you've been hypnotized to see the prison that you are standing in. So with that being said, if you have a question, come on in. So I believe I did. No, I didn't do any shorts. Today is Friday, Venusian day. In just another day, we having that new moon in Virgo. So those born on the those that are born under that new moon, or although you was born in a dark, gloomy day, that light is powerful because that's a different kind of light. That light is it sees the darkness, it exposes things. So it's gonna expose a lot of things in you. It's the fundamental building block of our connection here. So it's all about, so I could keep going on and on. Your goals, starting a fire passion in projects, right? And being a trailblazer, okay? And things that come with change, all right? So Virgo, today you might find yourself very enthusiastic as the sun will be moving energetically. Everything is energetically speaking will be moving in your house with the new moon. So you're going to be building passion, momentum. You're going to be building a lot of confidence here. So maybe finding some new opportunities here. It's all about newness. The moon is all about newness. And how can you embrace that energy? The moon is at its weakest. So when it continue to go through the cycle in the next month, right, it's going to bring you new opportunities, continue to manifest. Set those like you hear the same thing over and over again. So I know you guys want me to give you that energy, but that's not where I'm at. I'm a little further ahead of time. And so all the things that you already know what to do, I'm here so you can focus more on integrating your duality, your dual nature, okay? Because we both have two. So we always need a third option, okay? And when you get to that third option, you understand that if you don't get that third option, sometimes nothing moves, okay? So if you're there, so anyway, that is for Virgo. Just finding a lot of enthusiasm and have a ready to go approach. So you could move forward confidently. But if I was you, I won't start no new, not dating nobody new. Yeah, go in and talk to people, flirt, but don't make any commitments right now. Remember the new moon needs to continue on its cycle before you can move forward. Do I want to date this person? But don't choose anything. Yes, I mean, you know what I mean. Like you could go move forward, right? Is it a good idea? Should I go ahead and take this? But you might be hearing some good news today, all right? Because this one represents those. I want to talk about the lizards, the amphibian, okay, the salamander there. He represents going through the fire without getting burned. Standing the fire, we're standing the test of time because this is so tested. Maybe you have to take some tests here, okay? You finding liberation, freeing yourself, or just you probably have something to share with the world, and the world needs to hear it. So it could be some drama, or it could be some news coming in. So just don't get pulled into the drama, okay? Depending on how your moon energy is. So, but of course, the new moon happens in your house, so everybody that's born Virgo has that energy, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm gonna do two more, and then I'm out of here. So we're gonna go with all right. So the Nine of Wands, a little defensive. I don't like being I don't like being live alone. So I'm gonna cut this short. It is so boring. Okay. But anyway, I shared some information with you guys. All right. And so just keep that in mind that the wolf serves. Let me where did I put the card? I put it in here. The Wheel of Fortune. The wolf, it serves as a powerful guide, intuition. Okay. You as an individual take that leap of faith. Or should I go? Should I do it? All right. Is to explore and integrate the shadow rather than fighting it, okay? Rather than fighting that emotion, acknowledge that, your sensitive side is your true nature. And Pisces, your compassion and kindness it's the same thing. You're part of the same whole. Two sides of the same coin, all right? Physical connection, emotional connection. So don't fight the same thing, finding the path and connect. Where is the moon? Okay, the moon doesn't want to come out. All right. Maybe you don't want to get visited. Maybe you want to visit people. Remember, the moon faces away from the earth. Okay, it's always it always faces away from the earth. All right, that's the dark side that nobody can see. Let people see what it's telling you. Let people see your true nature. Okay, you don't have to hide behind darkness. Okay, darkness is sometimes is good and is needed. This is the way we grow. Sometimes through those darkest moments, this is when you know we grow, because when you plant a seed, it takes dark and it takes light. It is a different form of light. We need that those moments of darkness to understand ourselves, because if not, we won't grow. If nothing goes through the pain, through the darkness, the seed doesn't sprout. All right, and if nothing moves and nothing grows, so you need all three. You need sun, rain, and moon. You need three different elements. Okay, so oh, excuse me. Let's see, nobody's coming in now. Anyway, I'll be back live tomorrow, Saturday in the morning. So if you guys want to come join me, so if you run across this video or this live, come join me live. Ask me anything, okay? So remember, sometimes in silence you find your power, okay? Sometimes if you speak too soon or you commit to something, then you're gonna find yourself contradicting yourself. So just take your time over this new moon. All right. Don't try to focus so much on being perfect. Perfection comes from I don't want to be criticized. So just deal with that. Why do you feel like that? Find your deep sense of self. Work on the shadow. It's all about integration and social skills and working with people. All right, so you're gonna be enlightened. You're gonna not enlightened, illuminated. Your intuition is gonna be heightened. Your inner knowing. Because now if you go to the intuition, that intuition represents your reincarnation, your soul's purpose. So it goes deep, 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 deep. And next time I got a bigger audience, I will come back and do this again. Or at the end of the day, you might just be having a ball. Or some of you guys might want to stay down deep because it feels safe down there. All right? And so just dancing, choreography, you're very popular. Maybe you want to go hunting. Just be careful with your anger, right? Or doing things at home or at work, it's all about, you know, just to me, it's organizing and structure. I want to bring that back. I want to bring that, even if it's for a month. You understand what I'm saying? Because everything has this contradicted energy. But when you face your shadow, when you integrate your shadow, when you bring them into the middle, when you find the middle path, right? You're okay with who you are. You embrace both the good, and the not so good part of yourself. All right. Don't run away from that part of you. Let people see the goodness in you, but sometimes people need. Don't be afraid to give it to people straight. Choose your words wisely. Pray, whatever you do, meditate, charge your crystals. Take that nice long bath, or if you out in the ocean or in the sea or in the beach, take that time, go and bathe yourself in those waters. For some people, it could be fire, meditating through the fire, letting that fire is all about purifying, but it's only sacred if you stand the fire. Okay, for earth signs, connecting to the earth, getting the electromagnetics of the earth that releases energy and magnetism and antioxidants, right? Finding that energy, and then for air signs, it's a moment of stillness, and just getting moments of thought processing information, and just being just still or tame, because air represents calm, tame, or very. Communication is key, when it comes to air sign. Communicate what I want, my needs, the things that I value. Welcome, the things that I value. And so there's a lot. So hopefully in the future I'll make a long video, and so you guys could explain and just find out what your moon is. Okay, the moon has a very important part. It influence our earth and our biological DNA, our astrological energy and how we move, how we feel our way to the world. So just embrace that is what it's saying, okay? The shadow side is not to be avoided, it's to be integrated, okay? Dealing with those things that make you feel uncomfortable. All right, everybody look at the shadow. Oh, I don't want to. When you understand the shadow and why it's needed, it's part of you, okay? Have not dealing with it, not understanding that I carry both, okay? Like I am both Virgo and I'm both Pisces. Okay, I'm gonna find the middle of those two, the duality. All right, because they represent two sides of the same coin, having the same value. Okay, finding that value in you and embracing that, and how if I'm dealing with somebody that's the opposite of me, some things that I don't like about that person, right? Getting time to not judge, just a lot of things. Okay, uh, so leaving the anxiety and overthinking, or feeling disconnected from yourself, your surroundings, and I could go on and on, but I'm going to leave it there because I'm 25 minutes. With that being said, my beautiful people, come join me live tomorrow. I might come live later on. All right. So just embrace your uniqueness, and just love on yourself. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some permission to understand. Believe slowly, log, right? Make a habit of journaling if you have time to journal. If not, record yourself. You guys got a phone, record the things there. Go on the little app, click on it, record things as you go. The things you experience, how you felt when you experiencing things and people, how it make you feel. So it's a lot of energy that needs to be tamed. Okay, and with that being said, all right, two paths, one self, connected to your higher self. And don't worry about if you make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, okay? And yeah, make the three that you see in the moon, make those a member of society. Make them move with that energy. You got all three, okay? Is what it's saying. The electron, the proton, and the neutron. Finding the middle, finding that center, okay? That fire, the flames of the heart, my mind and heart coherence. All right, I said I was going to go, so let me go. I'll see you guys next time. Love you guys. Bye bye. All right, I'm done.